Okay, so we live. We live. Facebook, what's going on? YouTube,
We
wherever
here.
you checking in from. You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're here. You can hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you, man.
Yeah, we here. That's what you funny. You funny. I
Yeah,
love it
man,
though. I
we
love
here,
it.
man. Man, we most definitely here, man. Shout out to everybody who been tapping in with us. Everybody who been tuning in and shit, man. We appreciate it.
Always, man. But hey, like Smoke just said, Mirror Conversations, we back with another topic. It ain't about no relationship. It ain't about your boyfriend did this to me, my girlfriend did this, my wife. It ain't none of that. No cooking, none of that. We talking
No
about how
cooking.
no what?
Some people need them recipes. I'm about to try to make some lasagna tomorrow.
How you gonna try to make it? You can't try to make it because the internet will tell you exactly how to make it, my guy.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. People still getting it wrong.
Hey, they just don't know what they're doing overall. So we're talking about what is it? Economic changes in the world.
Yeah, we basically talking about economic changes within economic changes in employment. So that means just changes within the employment sphere, atmosphere, the employment environment, whatever people want to call it. And I thought it was a good topic to talk about because that's where we at. That's where we actually at right now,
We're definitely on that page right now because for those that
especially
don't
me and
know,
you.
yeah, for those that don't know, me, I currently just lost my job about last week. I lost my job, so I don't know how long you been out of work, Smoke.
About a year, man.
About a year. I ain't even know it was that long, my guy. I ain't even know it was that long, boy. Hey, but we're gonna talk about economic changes in the world. So today was my first day of filing unemployment because of me losing my job. And now, don't get me wrong, like it wasn't something that I wanted to do, but it was something that I wanted to use one of my resources that I had available to me. So that's exactly what I did today. I filled out for unemployment, and I'm waiting on them to give me a answer from that.
Hey, so you want to hear my experience with unemployment?
Yeah,
Listen, so I put in for unemployment in Florida. I explained to them I was moving, and what I'm saying, I would be going to another state. But I had actually worked in Florida. You feel me?
yeah.
And so when I actually got to Georgia, they said that I had to put in unemployment in the state where I lived in. Cool.
Well,
I'm trying to get it all. You know what I'm saying? This the law. I did everything within the law. So I put in for unemployment like June. I really ain't figure out how to do it until July. So can you believe that these people was like, oh, we can't figure out where you work and who you work for? I'm like, I work for the VA, the federal government.
does
Do
that even
y'all
make
not have a
sense?
system? Nah, I'm dead. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. And we really need to start reporting these people. Like, I ain't even, anybody who knows me would tell you that I'm not even a snitching type. But if you take an oath to be well, this ain't snitching because we ain't doing nothing illegal. But if you take an oath to be a public servant, you should serve the people. And I
Facts.
think that's really why, what I'm saying, I had a problem with Trump. A lot of people always say, oh, well, Smoke, Trump is a businessman. I'm like, he's a businessman who signed up to be a public servant, which is the president.
Facts.
And to me, that's different. if you want to be a businessman, bro, then why you don't be a businessman? But when you sign up to be a public servant to the people,
That's a
I
big
think
difference.
that's what I think that's what you should be doing. You feel me? So
Yeah,
let me
no, I
get on with
agree.
my story. I don't want to drag it out.
No,
My
that's
bad.
cool.
So I put in for unemployment after working for the VA for like over 6 years.
That was counting Miami as well.
Well, I never actually worked for the VA in Atlanta. So all my time was counting Miami.
I
So
got you.
you want the long version or the short version?
Nah, the understanding version. That's what it
Okay.
is.
So I put in for unemployment. These people said they couldn't determine where and when I had worked.
But how though?
After I had put in taxes, after I paid taxes all this time, I turned in my W-2s, I turned in my paycheck stubs, and I also turned in what they call an SF-50. Like when you work for the government, they give you a sheet determining what your role was in the government entity. You know what I'm
I got
saying?
you. I
So
got you.
I'm trying to be specific and exact. So when I had put that in, so finally, after like 60 days, well, the first 30 days, they never got in contact with me. Like they just ignored my claim. Swear to God, bro. From July to August, they had ignored my claim. Like didn't even respond, didn't send me anything. So my cousin, who was like one of the directors of like a nonprofit organization, she got me a job. She like, bam, we helping people to vote. I said, oh shit, okay, cool. So she got me on there, right?
Uh-huh.
And so while she got me on there, I was like, damn, this ain't working for me. So I worked probably about 3 weeks. I did get a small check from there. Bro, guess what happened?
What happened?
So I got a small check from there. Can you believe Florida had put me into violation talking about that I worked and did not tell them about it? I'm like,
So
how am I supposed to tell y'all about something if y'all never responded to my initial claim?
that's a true statement.
Y'all never put me on unemployment. So how was I supposed to tell you I had a job? They said, well, you should file unemployment with Georgia because obviously that's where you're living. I swear to God, buddy, what they told me. So now, so you know what I said, bro. You know I'm just a hard head. And sometimes it gets me in trouble, sometimes it gets me results. You know what I said? I appealed their decision. This
Okay.
like September, October. I appealed their decision. I said we need to have a hearing because first of all, y'all had the worst system I've ever seen in my life.
You talking about Georgia or Miami?
This is Florida. I never filed
Okay.
unemployment with Georgia. I never worked in Georgia.
Okay.
But Florida told me I should file unemployment with Georgia because that's where I work. Because that's where I now live. You can't file unemployment in a place where you never worked.
I
That's
agree.
one. I said, hey, you know what? We need to have a hearing. I need to have a hearing in front of a magistrate, a judge, whoever your supervisor is. Because for one, they don't answer the phone. For two, I'm not in Florida. And for three, you never responded to my claim. How can we have a conversation if a conversation was never initiated?
True.
So they gave me the runaround from July into December. And guess what they did in December?
Still gave you the runaround again?
No, they just cashed me out and said that my appeal and my hearings was null and void because they gave me the maximum amount that unemployment could give me under the state law.
Smoke, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I heard you now. I can hear you now, but I just seen I couldn't hear you at first. But I heard you though about them giving you the maximum amount in the state law. I heard
What?
all
They
that.
basically just gave me all my money and closed my case.
Well, shit. So you came out good then, right?
I came out good after 8 months of fighting.
Ah, so you did come out good.
I mean, I can't complain.
Nah, I feel you. I
But
feel you.
but what I'm saying is that shit, the things that's going on right now, and y'all forgive me. I kind of see where Donald Trump be coming from. Cause for one, y'all got all these state funds, y'all got all these federal funds, y'all ain't helping people, bro. I work with homeless veterans every day who still seeking certain benefits. So I see when Trump says, "Oh, this is fraud. Where's the money going? Tell me what you're doing." I don't like the fact that people losing their jobs. Don't get me wrong. But I do acknowledge the fact that a lot of these systems are fucked up. I could tell you another story, but I'm gonna let you go. Nah, and this is all true. This is why when you told me, I said, let's talk about it. Because I
Nah, I
have
agree.
witnesses. Bro, I put in for unemployment after working for the federal government, and these people act like they couldn't even identify or locate where I work.
No, and I think that's the crazy part about it because like we put our times in, just like you said, we put our times in and we pay taxes, and you gonna sit and tell me like I ain't got no assistance.
And
You
not
get what I'm
even that.
saying?
How you give somebody to run around after they turn in a W-2?
True.
Isn't that,
That-
aren't y'all the government? If y'all run into a problem, it's no way that y'all can go and say, "Hey man, we got this guy, he put in a claim." And then they told me, "Oh well, you did work in Georgia." Boy, they gave me all this runaround just to give me all of the money.
That's crazy. Somebody wasn't
And
doing their job.
huh?
Somebody wasn't doing their job. That's the way I feel. That's the way it looks like.
Bro, that's obvious. And in some cases, I can see why Trump closing a lot of these places. He putting the power back in your hands. Now imagine if we ain't have unemployment and we could just directly go to the government and turn in our paperwork. I ain't saying it'd be better, but shit, what are we losing with the middleman?
Nah, the middleman we ain't getting nothing. Cause I'm gonna be very honest with you. Like I ain't got no complaints. The money that unemployment gives you a week, right? I don't think
And it's
that's gonna.
minute.
Yeah, look, it's you got inflation and cost of living through the roof. Prices of grocery, housing, and services are higher than before. Everyday families are feeling the pinch. They're feeling the pinch, becoming like I think budgeting is becoming more of a survival skill than anything. Like you got to budget out your money now. You just can't be out there spending money like that. You can't. So like I get it. I get it. It's a little bit of assistance. You know what I'm saying? But if the little bit of assistance that we as people are asking for, y'all give us the runaround for it, like, yeah, dog. You get what I'm saying? Like, are y'all serious? Are y'all really gonna give us the runaround for the little $5,000, $6,000 that you trying to give us a year?
Exactly. And I really feel like even though, I feel like he's not a public servant, which is what he signed up to be, I really feel like he like shit. If we take this away and let the people directly be able to handle their own shit, whoever want it gonna get it. In some aspects, I have watched the government on the state and the federal level fuck up plenty of things.
Yeah.
Now I'm not complaining because I'm in America. So once I choose to not be in America anymore, then that'd be the change. But what I'm saying is, you if I find out something, all right, first of all, us as I'm not even gonna say blacks, but us as an urban community, we need to start giving out this information for one. I know we get on here, we kick it, we bullshit a lot, but it's a lot of serious things that are happening within the economy.
No,
And
I agree.
we need to be exchanging this information. Like as you know, I've been taking classes within the Small Business Association. And I've been trying to post the things that I learned on Facebook as far as grants, as far as loans, as far as different programs that they are putting in position to help people start businesses. Trump actually put a fire under these people's ass to give out some of this money that they've been allocated. You know what I'm saying? And
No, I
so
agree.
that's what needs to happen. Us as a community, I don't care if you black, white, Spanish, or purple, we need to start exchanging this information because I've been through it. I've been through it and I try to share my experiences. Now, my experiences was a little extreme because, I mean, I don't know why, but that's just the road that my life went. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I agree. Well, I don't know. I have like this really my first. I ain't gonna say my first time like being out of a job because when I left UPS, I just left UPS. But right now, this is like my first time being out of a job and have to utilize the resources that we do have. And pretty much like I'm in the game of utilizing all of my resources. Every resource that I can possibly have, I'm gonna utilize all of it. And now that you telling me that they give you the runaround, like I don't even know. I just want to find out what's really going on with unemployment. That's my big thing.
I mean, go ahead.
But and then not only that, we just not even gonna just talk about unemployment, like the economic changes that we're talking about, like interest rates and borrowing money is through the damn roof. To buy a house, a car, or even start your business are more expensive now. Credit card debt is rising because people are using more credit to survive. Like I feel like we with these all of these changes that's going on and they holding all the money, man, is making people hurt. It's making
Well,
people
I
hurt.
ain't even gonna lie. Listen to this. Like the economic rate is basically telling people to start a business. You know what I'm saying? If you got any type of talent, if you got any type of product to sell, this is probably your best time to do it.
Nah, I agree with you. I agree
It's
with you.
no time, it's no time like now to do it.
To do anything that we're trying to do. I agree with you on that, Smoke.
And as far as the funding, as far as TikTok, I seen a girl I grew up with, Jazz. She's selling TikTok items. Well, I ain't gonna say she's selling them, but she has what you call it when TikTok gives you like an incentive to sell products, to try and test products. That's a thing.
It's a big thing.
That is a thing. And if you committed to it, guess what? You can make a living.
Nah, yeah, I agree. I agree.
That
Like
wasn't around for our mamas.
it wasn't around for none of us, not even us. Like the tools and the things that we got available to us right now, they wasn't around when we were growing up, or the struggles started to come, or things started to change once we became adults.
Right. So just with stuff like that, man, I'm thinking like shit. People need to take advantage of this, but maybe people don't know.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there that don't really know what their resources are and what they have available to them, because like I'm not calling people ignorant, but it is like lacking of knowledge of knowing what's the resources out there to you that you can utilize and help your life keep going, and you won't miss a step. I'm not saying miss a step, but you're gonna have to go out there and grind too.
Of course. Of course. And that's like, and it's like this, right? When when people get together and just exchange information, bro, it ain't no telling what can happen. You know what I'm saying? Some people straight.
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Some people not. You know what I'm saying? It hurt me because, you know, I really was like, I was at work, you know what I'm saying? And somebody asked me, hey man, drop me off home. I was like, cool shit. Let me see where you stand in Atlanta. I'm looking for houses to buy or whatever. Shit, I be sightseeing. You know what I'm saying? This person lived in a shelter, bro. The shelter reminded me of Overtown, except for it's downtown Atlanta. So I was like, damn. I didn't tell him, but I was like, and he don't follow me on Facebook. I don't share my social media with none of my coworkers. So I'm basically like, damn, this where this man stay. And I'm just sensitive to things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I know that he hasn't necessarily found like a permanent job. And I was just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So he shared some ideas with me, and I share him some of the grants that I seen that I learned. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I shared them with him, and you know, um, even this quarter. since Trump been in, and I don't want to keep saying Trump, but this is what the media is also stating. Since a lot of these places have been getting closed down, places have been giving people more loans. They have almost doubled their loans. Remember I showed you?
Yeah, yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
They have doubled the amount of loans that they have given to small businesses since this same time last year. So I really can't say that, you know what I'm saying, the opportunities ain't out there. It's just like when you play chess or checkers. Is you just moving one piece in the corner or one piece up the middle, or you just all over with your pieces? You got to utilize every piece on the board.
And I think people are not, they don't know how to utilize their pieces. And I'm not trying to doubt anybody or say anything wrong about people, but I don't think they utilize their choices right, man.
Like I ain't gonna lie, I was talking to one of the homies. He fresh out. He was like, "Hey, yeah, I'm about to become an ambassador of China, man. We ain't utilizing enough of the land. The earth is our turf." I was like, "God damn." He said we ain't utilizing it. I talked to my cousin. You know what I'm saying? He talking about going to Nigeria.
Nah, yeah, yeah. I seen the one. You talking about the one who was on the podcast the other night, right?
Nah, not him.
Okay, okay, okay.
You you know, not him, but you already know he on some other shit.
Yeah, he on some other stuff, boy. It's
But
his
yeah,
boy.
for the most part, bro, we really have to start like utilizing the land. I swear, if I could, I'd just take my family and move them to Thailand or somewhere like that and just show them a better life with better knowledge.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I really feel that in my heart because I'm gonna tell you one thing that I discovered, and I'm not anti-American. I mean, I'm an American. Is just what it is. I was born here. As far as I know, my family's from here. I really think that my family specifically are the indigenous people. I feel like my family and my ancestors have been here. I don't feel like they brought us from Africa. I feel like my family was actually travelers. We was here before the alleged white man. You know what I'm saying? Came here in the 1500s. That's just how I feel. But, looking at that, it's just like how I could say it, man. We're we're not utilizing the full scope of the earth, bro. You know what I'm
but
saying?
man, that's such a broad statement, man. Because like like people like me, I'm not saying like I don't know what's going on in the world, but like how do we utilize what you just said, Smoke?
All right, perfect example. Let me tell you this. It's a misconception about America. And a lot of people say that America are the biggest consumers.
We are.
That's not actually true. People buy stuff all across the world. But America are the biggest consumers because you know what they count when they implement all of that? That we pay for life insurance, we pay for car insurance, we pay for health insurance. Do you know that most countries find it a crime to charge somebody to go to the hospital?
Yeah, I know. Canada get healthcare for free.
And so if you think about it, me shopping at Foot Locker does not equate to the amount of health care that people are paying. I mean, that's just common sense. However you want to break it down or however you see it, people hospital bills does not equate to what niggas is buying out of Foot Locker.
Hey, I
Canada is
know.
not the only country that gives free health care. New Zealand gives out free health care. New Zealand gives maternity leave to fathers
That's
legally.
crazy. That's crazy. You know, we don't get nothing like that.
Y'all could Google this. This is something that blew my mind. This is something that's a fact. So when I say that we're not utilizing the whole world, as we know now, right? China is on America's ass. Not that America economics is falling. China is almost quadruple the age of America. So I know that we don't think that China is gonna fail before we fail.
Ah,
China has been around for thousands of years. America has not. That's just the facts. So China got their shit figured out. So just because China is getting close to us, they put it in our head that America is losing the economic battle, which we are not. It's just that somebody's gaining.
but it ain't Americans.
I mean, it's not that America's is not gaining, it's that we are ahead already
See,
because
I
of the
think
freedom
like
for one. Just because for one of the freedom, when you give people freedom, you always gonna be ahead because people are basically doing whatever they want. But people like me and you per se, we definitely have to go to Australia. We definitely have to go to Europe and just travel and see what the differences are. Because a lot of people don't know what the differences are.
I agree with you on that because like I've been to other countries, man, and a lot of these different countries they live totally different from us. Like
I ain't even gonna lie, you already know I've been to a few different countries.
I know you have. I bet you have. I bet you have, Smoke. That is kind of true. I forgot you in the military with you, man.
So it's like I know what you mean. So some of the stuff that they push into us, we just have to start expanding and elevating, basically, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
No,
let you talk. I know I had took a large portion, but I had to say that just in case nobody never told anyone that.
nah, that
You
was
know what I'm
good.
saying?
I truly get that. I truly get that. But you know, I'm gonna stick to the script. We're gonna go back to the job market and shifts. Some industries are laying off people, while others, such as tech, healthcare, green energy, are hiring fast. Remote work isn't just a pandemic thing; it's becoming a permanent option in many fields. Like
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like I'm a firm believer of like you got companies that's figuring out other ways to make it work for them and making it easier for some of the employees. Like I was talking to your cousin and she was telling me about how her boss feels about what is it, the tariffs or whatever that's out there. And she said, man, her boss told her, don't even worry about nothing. We bought 4 jets. We're gonna fly our own stuff in. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. People are making changes based on what America's doing, man. Like, and I think that's crazy, man. America, I ain't gonna say we're a big bully, but America's a bully, man.
And what I'm saying by that is now by you hearing that conversation, it lets you know that it's options. But they'll tell you, hey man, you gotta be careful, bro, because they got these tariffs. And so these
Yeah.
tariffs is, you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, so we got LaShawn here, my bad.
Yeah, she here. She been here.
Yeah, I couldn't respond to her. So they will actually make you think that, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that because this is going on or this is going on. Bro, that shit don't be accurate. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I
And
agree.
so go ahead.
Look, I agree with that, man. They're gonna tell you anything. They're gonna tell you anything to just keep you moving and try to not send you down that rabbit hole. One thing I like about you, Smoke, you gotta like with you gonna know all the information that you need to know about something before you even say anything.
Listen, people who know me, and it's crazy, right? Because it's two sides of me. It's people who know me for not talking. I have went places and been silent. Hey, what's up, dog? Okay. Keep my mouth closed. But you know
I
what I'm
don't know
saying?
that Smoke.
Around my family, around my friends, I have so much knowledge. My son will tell you, we wake up to the news. When I wake him up, we watching the news. Well, we've been watching DuckTales lately. I
DuckTales,
had to put
nigga.
him on. I had to put him on the DuckTales. He ain't
Ain't
know
nothing
who
wrong with
Uncle
that.
Scrooge was. We got to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
But man, we wake up to the news and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Just to get our day started. So I do be deep diving in things. And it's because I like information. I like to know, okay, what is a tariff?
Yeah.
And why would a tariff, right? Why would a tariff affect me buying Windex and Winn-Dixie? Let's just start there. Even though we talking about employment, I'm using this because when you looking for jobs, and like you just said, remote jobs, some jobs, when you apply for jobs, you will see that they are located in India. And that's what make the tariffs ass backwards. Cause like, let's say I own Ford. My company is in China, but I'm an American. My company is in Asia, Indonesia, whatever you want to say. But I'm an American. I'm an American citizen who has a company in China. So basically, you're charging me, an American, an extra price to bring my products over here. Like Samsung, that is a foreign company, correct?
Nah, I agree.
But what people don't know is the Samsung phone that you use in Pennsylvania is not the Samsung phone that they are using in Indonesia. Like I remember they stopped making Caprice Classics a long time ago.
Long time ago.
I went to Dubai in 2003. The taxis was a 2003 Caprice Classic.
Wow.
And if you notice, they just brought Caprices back.
Yeah.
The 2026 Caprices on the flow, finna be released. So the tariffs is so screwed up is that you're charging Americans for tariffs. You're charging American tariffs for American products. They're not made in America, but for the most part, a Chevy is an American product, right?
It's American made car, they say.
Not American made, American,
Car.
I guess.
I think
And
that's
plus the laws, and so it's just like to me, it's kind of like it's a reason when you say I'm tariffing China, we haven't seen the tariffs on paper or in black and white. So just by you saying it on the news, people who have furniture stores and clothing stores, you're really giving the Chinese a reason to tariff them. And we gotta go up on the prices. I know you've seen the news.
you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, but where's that shit on paper? How do we even know that that's going on?
So since you said it like that, right? So do we even like what questions do we ask as American people to get that information or even know what's going on in the world to get some type of proof?
I ain't gonna lie. You wanna know the truth? People like me and you, right? We're adults. We came from a certain type of community. We have kids. We the head of our household. We need to start going to some of these congressional meetings.
Now I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
Really, really, we need to take niggas who got heart like me and you and just get into politics. That's what it's
Yeah.
coming down to. Because, like I told you, we had this conversation before. When you get government like Trump and Elon Musk, they need two niggas in the White House like me and you who will run down and say, man, y'all doing some bitch ass shit, bro.
Nah, real talk. Real talk.
Cause how they moving, they kind of moving like gangsters, but they not gangsters. At some point in time, like a lot of people criticize Jasmine Crockett. You heard of her? She was
Yeah,
a
I didn't say that.
congresswoman.
Yeah.
But she really putting them boys on display. You got to answer her questions. And so at some point in time, me and you, we ain't running the streets. We want better for our kids. We
I
want
sure
better for
do.
our parents. We want better for our friends. So at some point in time, we gonna have to be like, hey, listen, man, I'm running for congressman. Nigga, please. What shit? Who you about to send in there to talk to this man? Cause he
Nope.
finessing y'all.
Tearing y'all up.
He running all over y'all. He said, I want to give a pardon to the dude who put his knee on George Floyd's neck. Why?
That's crazy. I didn't even know nothing about that.
One good reason. One good reason why you would do that. He did a crime. He did whatever happened. They found him guilty. Bro, serve your time. People been doing that since the beginning of time. You roll your dice, you lose trial, boy. You go to prison, you serve your time.
I agree. That's how it should be.
Back in the day, we never heard of a nigga getting a presidential pardon. Kodak
No.
Black got a presidential pardon. That's not even normal. How many niggas we know that went into that bitch since we was kids and now we grown?
And they
Oh,
still in there.
You Pee Wee son, ain't you? God
Yeah,
damn, nigga.
yeah, yeah,
And listen, I don't even remember you, but nice to meet you. You was in that bitch. How long?
yeah, for real.
Man, boy, fuck, salute. Salute. And that's basically like what we doing. But all right, so we kind of went off topic. But anyway, like
Nah, we
we
still on
always go off
topic.
topic because this be such a broad statement. But let's talk about the employment. Employment, right? One thing I want to say, they got AI checking the resumes.
That's crazy.
AI computers is determine whether you get picked for an interview. So my thing is get AI to write your resume. Lie. All I can say, I got a master's degree until they ask you for the degree.
Yeah. Or the papers to show that you got the degree.
I looked up the top jobs. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm a geek like that. Looked up the top jobs. This is not in any particular order. Top jobs are HR, cybersecurity, HR, cybersecurity, medical administration, directors of hospitals, stuff like that, nurses, not even doctors. But like the people who run the hospital when the doctors are not in surgery, the people who do the scheduling, the people who are dealing with the patients from day to day, the person who calls you until you have an appointment, the person who sends the prescription to a pharmacy. Like those, like the top five. I'm missing one. So it's HR, it's cybersecurity, logistics, logistics, medical administration, and human resources. So those like the top five in no particular order. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm gonna put it like this. Everything that you just said, like those are top jobs. But you also do got jobs out here that people there's no identifier on that you can go to one of these companies and the owner he's running the company, but he's gonna pay you a hundred bands just to come out there and help him if your skill sets meet. So I'm gonna give you another example. Financial mindset and shift. Saving and investing smartly are more important now more than ever. You need to start saving money and you got to start investing your money to get some type of return on our money. Now, also, building multiple streams of income is no longer a luxury. You got to have that now, man. You know how most people are like, oh, yeah, I got 4-5 ways of making money. You got to have that now to survive. That ain't no more a luxury like, oh, yeah, I do that and I make more money. Nah, you got to do that on a normal basis.
I mean, I agree. You know, if you got a girl or if your daughter or somebody is good at braiding, you got to make her turn that into an LLC, like get her shit registered and make sure that she actually treating that like a business and not just like she's doing her homegirl's hair.
Nah, I agree.
Because the SBA for every community has been allotted a certain amount of funding. And not only that, it has classes available, resources available like QuickBooks. When you're doing a LLC and you know you're your own boss, you got to have your accounting right.
Nah, I agree with you.
SBA giving out loans. SBA is even like if y'all been on my page, I've been actually posting stuff about people who's paying for ideas. You have people who's giving out grants if you have an idea for a startup company. And if it's a good idea, but they really giving you bread. You know what I'm saying?
If they support it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, you gotta break down like your idea and shit like that. But yeah, they paying for your idea.
Yeah, I done seen a couple of those too, as well. But like, how encouraged are people? That's our question too, because like we just spoke about all like a bunch of resources that's out there that we can use, but are people out there really using them?
I mean, the thing is, how I could say this, like on some real shit, people panicking. Like you lose your job, like you panic. How you gonna feed your family or how you gonna do this? And that's understandable. That's understandable. A lot of people don't dig inside like ebooks. Ebooks was a thing. You know what I'm saying? I get on the phone with my homeboys. Sometimes I listen. My homeboys who ain't really on social media, right? I could tell them like, yo, I'm about to pick my jit up, man. I'm gonna call you right back. Them niggas don't even hang up, Lamont. Man, them niggas, it's like them niggas be on the phone like this. He hung up. Like them niggas still be wanting to talk.
Hey,
But when I
hey,
say, hey, bro, jump on the podcast, oh, I don't like the camera. But bro, you just talked to me for an hour and 30 minutes.
thank you.
Even when I told you I'm about to get off the phone, your number still was ticking. I ain't hang up because I'm driving and I just ain't hit the button. But really, nigga, you still on there. So I think what we have to do is just, like I said, it's like a chessboard. You got to be like pushing pieces. Like in the chain game, people used to, when I used to play chess, I used to be like this. I'm pushing every piece. And the old heads used to be like, man, fuck Smoke. He a piece pusher. That's what they used to say. They used to say, oh, all he do is push pieces. Nigga, I done swept you. Nigga, I done beat you 3 out of 5. How I'm a piece pusher? I'm using every piece on the board. And I don't
Utilizing
think a
all
lot
your
of people.
resources. Utilizing all your resources, my guy.
And it's funny that I do this podcast. Like I be trying to run my son YouTube. It's like this is my life, like to just get information and push it out. You know what I'm saying? And then at work, I'm quiet. So it's like sometimes somebody might ask me a question, it might lead to a 3 hour conversation because I ain't tell nobody this. I had to hold it in. Like even now, I like when we was talking about this live, and you was like, "Well, actually, I said, bro, we gonna talk about that," because I
Yeah.
know it's a big rabbit hole, but it's people who looking for jobs who don't have a LinkedIn, they don't have an Indeed, they don't have a what's the other one? Career Builder. It's a bunch of them. And now on the flip side, people being unemployed is so big right now that the scammers have invaded LinkedIn and Indeed. Y'all can Google this. People have been found dead thinking that they're going to job interviews from these websites and been kidnapped, have
Wow,
been
Swole.
killed. That's how big unemployment is right now.
I didn't even know that.
So we need to be sharing legit jobs. We need to be sharing legit leads because for one, it's more unemployed. All right, I don't want to say it's more unemployed people than ever. But if the scammers are on Indeed, why we think that that's not a serious thing?
I didn't even know that.
Obviously, it's more people to scam on Indeed than it is on Instagram.
That's crazy, man. I'm
Dog,
googling
that's
that.
a fact,
Hey,
bro. They got
I'm
like
searching that now. I'm searching that now. Not
Bro, they
saying that
got
you.
so many murders connected to job interviews now. You know what I'm saying? Scammers on these employment websites. So how is it not a big thing?
That's
That's
crazy.
just the
Smoke.
geek in me, dog. I ain't gonna lie. My wife told me about it. I was like, you serious? And when we looked at it, cause she know I'm about to research it, and she be researching it. Oh, you applied for this job? Nah, I ain't seen it. Well, it looked like a scam. We even found out how to like see if jobs be scamming you, bro. When you get on these websites, bro, they let people get your information. You looking for a job? They let people get your information and start texting your phone, nigga.
That don't even sound right to me, my guy.
Man, nigga about to text your phone, tell you got an interview, you gonna be a sex slave. Nigga.
That shit don't even sound right.
Real talk, though. You Googling it?
Yeah, I'm looking for it now. I don't really see nothing though, but
Mm.
you know I ain't like you, Smoke. I don't use the
Nah, nah,
internet,
nah,
but
nah, man. Say less. Say the lesser. Okay. Um, how I could do? Okay. Hold on, y'all. Y'all give us a minute. We trying to find something. Oh, how you ain't find it? See, you ain't got the AI on your Google, bro. See, I got what they call AI
no,
Gemini. Now I
I
got AI
ain't.
Gemini. It's the AI. It's the Google. It's the AI for Google. Look, it says scammers and criminals are increasingly using Indeed and LinkedIn, posing as legitimate recruiters or companies to commit various jobs, primarily job scams and identity theft. These scams often involve, hold on. Now let me go. Okay. Hold on. Now I'm putting in missing persons. Look, April 17th.
I was last week.
Bruh, April 17th, 2025. Hold on. Viral claim that people went missing in Atlanta after job interviews is fake, police say. This is this is Fox 5 Atlanta News.
That's crazy.
Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Damn, I can't turn my camera around, but anyway, look. You see it?
Yeah.
Date. Get out the way, man. Sandy Springs. Hold on. So now I'm gonna read it to y'all. I'm gonna let y'all get a taste. It says Sandy Springs police say a post spreading on social media about more than a dozen people disappearing after going to a job interview is false. Rumors about the mysterious disappearances have been spreading on TikTok and other platforms. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we know to the hold on. I'm just reading, I'm just trying to check it out. Okay, so what they saying is people are reporting the false job interviews and people coming up missing, but they saying that the police hasn't found any evidence of that.
So what's your honest opinion? Do you think it's real or fake?
Hell yeah, I think it's real. I
Okay.
think that the police haven't solved the case, so they can't say where these people went.
True.
That's my thing. The police can't say if it's real because the police haven't solved the case to say where these people went. So I'm gonna be real. The police ain't on our side, but the calls are coming in, and it's on TikTok. It's on TikTok.
See, now you finna make me go down the rabbit hole. And I ain't want to go down the
So,
rabbit hole.
so
I'm about
a
to.
lot of stuff be on TikTok, and people be like, "Oh, that shit ain't real," because it ain't confirmed by the police. But how many times are the police solving cases? So the
Especially,
police can't say yay or nay. But people is giving testimonies on TikTok about it. So y'all can make your own judgment. Just to let y'all know, I didn't pull it out my ass. It is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Just being real, it's a thing.
it is a real thing. And then I like even with me out here looking for a job or trying to find a job, like man, could you imagine me going to pull up at a job site or somewhere and somebody trying to do something to me? Like, you about to lose your life messing around with me. Not saying it like that, but like, I'm gonna definitely defend myself.
So this my thing. The whole point of this live was because anyway, we had wanted, you know what I'm saying, just to share your experience and you know what you found out or what you might want to say. So based on your experience and shit, how you feeling about it all?
About what? The unemployment?
I mean, yeah, just about the whole experience.
Man, like I'm gonna be honest with you. We just gonna use the people in the world with the money, right? What? Elon Musk got $300 and something billion.
Is that how much he got? Not 300 billion. This nigga got 300 billion?
I don't know. I gotta check. I'll check. I'll check. Hold on. This gonna just say my what I'm trying to say. Even though that's his money, work, right? All right, $311 billion.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, that's retarded.
You know what I'm saying? So how many people let me see something else. Let me see something else.
That's a retarded amount of money, bro.
Okay, hold on.
That
All
is
right.
a retarded amount of money.
All right, so I'm gonna give you an example. They're saying the Earth population, right? The Earth population is 8.062 billion people. Why are people out here starving for hunger? That's just not in the United States. That's the population of Earth. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and Elon Musk got $311 billion. But people out here going hungry. People out here dying of starvation. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that?
Man, I'm seeing homeless people every day, bro.
Nah, I feel you. Hey, just so you know, Smoke, probably one day next week, man, I'm about to do some stuff, man, and go and pass out some food to the homeless people in Atlanta, man. That's something I can do
Call
to
me.
get back, man.
Call me,
Yeah,
bro.
I know. I know.
You know I do it.
Yeah, I'm just down for that, man. And the only reason I say I'm down for that is like straight up, man. I think people out here they need that help. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really do need that help. Not saying that I can help the world, but I can definitely like do something for that day. So that's one of my biggest things that I want to do. That's on my agenda for one day next week. But I got another topic that I wanted to talk about.
Shoot.
So digital currency and payment shifts. Less people are using cash. Digital wallets, crypto, and online banking are the future. It's about speed, convenience, and traceability. What do you think about that when people really don't got money to spend?
People don't really have what?
Money to spend.
All right, so in my opinion, right, they have what you call fintechs. You heard about that?
Nope, I never heard about that.
Fintech is basically a financial technical institution. You know what I'm saying? It's no physical building. It's all like digital. Like
That's
for
crazy.
one, Capital One. People who do Capital One, that's like one of the biggest ones. Capital One is what they call a fintech institution. Because Capital One also has banking. And as you and me both know, Capital One, you don't ride past as many Capital Ones as you do Chase. And even if you look back in the days, Wachovia,
Yeah,
all those old banks, they used to be huge. The building, it has shrunk.
yeah.
My mom, worked for First Fidelity Banking, which later turned into a bunch of
Whatever
banks.
bank. Yeah,
Yeah. And so if you look now, the banking world is much smaller. So fintechs is basically the way of the world.
and
And if you really get into it, they have better benefits. And it's another thing that I want to hit people to. You know what I'm saying? And I'll probably post this on my page. If you ever heard of Plaid, you heard of Plaid?
I heard of Plaid. Yep.
Plaid, they put that into play because they want to see your banking transactions.
Wow, I never thought about that.
They are basing approvals on banking transactions and banking deposits and savings rather than credit scores. Because you got people with 800 credit scores and no money.
Yeah, true.
Is ways to juice up your credit score. But one thing you can't juice up,
That bank statement.
you
That
can't
bank
juice
statement.
up that money
Yeah, that bank
unless
statement.
it's
You
a fake
can't.
statement.
Yeah,
So they have this app or they have this technology called Plaid where they saying, hey, log into your bank. We don't care nothing about that 800 credit score you got with 13 cents in your savings.
yeah, facts.
We need to see is the money there for real. And then on the flip side, you have people with low credit scores and a huge amount of funds in their banking account.
Yeah, or cash on hand.
So it's people and institutions out there that's giving people loans not based on their credit score, but based on their banking transactions. So that goes to show you why it's a need for fintech. Because Chase gonna tell you, hey, you need a minimum of 680. But somebody else gonna tell you, you got 680 but no money.
Yeah, true.
So what we want is the nigga who got a 625
Yeah,
but $18,000 sitting in this shit. We trying to work with him.
yeah. He got something to fall back on.
And so that's why I think about the fintech. They really getting into the worthy creditors. Cause it used to be just about juicing your credit score up. And now you got people who on welfare or Section 8 or whatever. And I'm not knocking them. But you have people with the ideal credit score and no money, living from check to check.
True, true statement. True statement. So I got smoke. I got one more question. I think on my behalf. Let me see if I can find it.
Drop it on me.
All right, mental health and the economy. Financial stress is leading to the highest rate of anxiety and depression. Taking care of your mental health is an economy survival tool as well. What do you think about that, Smoke?
Yeah, definitely got to focus on your mental health, man. Definitely got to take a time and take a step back. And I just think about this all the time because, as you know, shit, I suffer from anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I bit my nails as a kid. I couldn't sleep as a, and going to the military, it heightened it. So I had to find a way to release. You know what I'm saying? And they actually discovered that in prison. Like, hey, what's wrong with you? I don't know. Oh man. So definitely got to work on your mental health and also teach your kids. Teach your kids about the importance of mental health. You know what I'm saying? A positive mental health or a strong mental health. Shit like that.
No, I
Like in
agree.
my house, you know what I'm saying? We have a lot of loud talking, a lot of screaming. And I ain't gonna lie, I was at work the other day, right? And me and this girl, we was talking. It was no how I could say it, no aggression. We was speaking loudly. And a couple people came out and said, hey, y'all all right? Now, mind you, I didn't respond. She responded. She said,
What?
yeah, we all right. We trying to figure something out. And I looked at her, I was like, and so I was like, I'm glad you said that. We just two people who talk loud, and that's the
Yeah.
environment we come from. I thank you for, you know what I'm saying? Because she was, a supervisor type person. So I was like, hey, I'm glad you stepped in and said that. So it don't look like I'm just here arguing with a woman. She was like, this not an argument. That's just how she talk. I ain't take offense to it. Actually, we figured the problem out. But from the outside looking in,
They
it
thought
was
y'all
like
had a problem.
they did. They thought it was an issue.
Hey man, hey man. I don't know. Let's see if we can. I think Sean was the only one in the chat. We got some other people. Norman Johnson. He was in the chat on Facebook. We had Dewana in the chat. They pretty much didn't say nothing, but that's what we look for. We look for engagement. We want to know y'all opinions because our opinions are not the only ones that really matter. We want to know the people. Like, yeah, I told them my insights of unemployment and some of the things that I spoke about. Oh boy, some of the things that I spoke about that's pertaining to our resources that we got to utilize. But like all me and Smoke ask for when we come to these platforms is the engagement that we want from the people, and the people are going to give us the answers and give the world the answers on what's really going on out there. Because I'm just one person, Smoke one person, and we try to look for a lot of engagement on both platforms.
All right, so check it out. Before we close out, because we've been on, we know it's a weekday. Well, it's really not. It's Friday, right?
Friday, yeah.
Friday. So let everybody know about your experience and what you documenting, and like what you've been going through, like your life changes, you know the message that you trying to put out, and just the reason why we do this. You know what I'm saying? Me and you talk on the phone regularly,
All the time.
but I like speaking in this environment. You know what I'm saying? I like speaking in this realm because I might don't have nobody to speak with like that. Just my like close immediate family. My wife, she always gonna listen to like what I gotta say and shit. She always gonna hear me out. So for the most part, just let the people know like what you going through and how we can band together. Because if y'all don't think right now is the time to band together, then you know what I'm
We
saying?
lost. We lost, like for real.
Sure.
We lost. If we're not banding together right now, we lost, man. And I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna stand on that. And I'm gonna stand on that. But a lot of people, everybody got their own agendas, though, man.
So, for the most part, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We've been on here a while. So we gonna let y'all get to y'all Friday. You know, have y'all a drink or two or three. or however y'all vibe, or drink your smoothie, have you a little late night coffee espresso. You know what I'm saying?
True facts, true fact. But hey, we appreciate y'all mirror conversations once again, man. We closing up on another one. This wasn't a bad topic. Nobody ain't get upset with us. Ain't nobody say nothing. But hey, I think it was a raw conversation that we did have, and I appreciate everybody coming on and following us and giving us engagement. And I appreciate that.
For sure, for sure. Anyway, y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Shout out to all Benny States. It's blue and gold weekend. So you know
Uh,
what I'm saying? We we might bend a couple corners, man. Shout out to Albany State. Shout out to Fort Valley State University, man. Appreciate it, man. We've been invited to a couple events, so you know what I'm saying. You know, we might show up and show out. You know, the Dade County way. That's all we know how to do, though.
Hey man, you know a lot of people. I know you're supposed to be getting off, but you know a lot of people don't know the Dade County way. They act like they know it, but they don't know
Man, of course they don't know it, man. We was in a club a couple
it.
weeks ago standing on these people's furniture.
I'm
You know
telling
what
you,
I'm saying? And this the thing, ain't nobody tell us to get down.
ain't
We
nobody
man,
tell
we
us
were having
nothing.
our way.
Ain't nobody tell us nothing, smoke. Ain't nobody tell
Yeah,
us nothing.
we was having our way in that thing. That's a fact. We were having our way. So
Hey, and I was right. I was right by everybody that was coming in the door, standing on the table.
man, we was just having our way. So, you know, shout out, man. Shout out to Georgia, man. Atlanta, I don't even want to say Atlanta, but Georgia, period, man, be treating us like how we supposed to be treated, dog, for real.
Nah, I agree. But hey, smoke, it's been real. It's been real, man. We're about to close out, man. I'm about to log off, man. You close out the screen. Make sure the video gets saved and all of that. And we're gonna be on the next level. We're moving on to the next one, my guy. We out of here. You must be on your phone.
Put up the peace sign. All right, man. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend.
Yeah.